didn't necessarily want to make this fitness program, but I had a lot of people asking for it. So this is basically the end product of all of the different experiments that I've done for the past 15 years. Basically, my goal was, how can I create a system where I'm in optimum fitness, so that's where I'm within the range of the top 20% of most fit people in any room, but I'm not spending a lot of time doing this, and I don't need a lot of equipment, so I can do it wherever I go. Over time, I kind of whittled away at different gym routines, different calisthenic programs, and came to a head with this program that I put in the WOX method. The output is, it's less than 30 minutes a day, and you can do it from the comfort of your home. You don't need to go to a gym. You don't need to spend time commuting. And so you can also take this wherever you go. So for example, when I went on vacation, I spent a month in Europe. I was staying at random Airbnbs and random people's places. I was able to keep this routine going. So it's really, really effective, really easy. I hate spending a lot of time working out. So this was the end result of getting optimum fitness, minimal time, no equipment needed, very portable, and getting the results that I wanted. I do want to caveat that I'm by no means an expert in the fitness industry. This is all anecdotal evidence, things that I've discovered that have worked really well for me. So I do want to state that fact before you get involved in anything like this. Before you take any of my advice, definitely know that this is all based on evidence of things that have worked for me. It's been 15 years of kind of consistent tinkering, and I know it's worked really well for me. It's worked really well for a few other people that I've shared this program with. So I know it can be really, really useful, and I think there's a lot of people out there that need something, that are just looking for someone to tell them what to do. They don't necessarily want to work out, they don't have time, they do want to get in shape, they want the benefits of the better energy, the boost in metabolism, the better health that you get from being in shape. They don't necessarily know how to put in the time, and they don't know if they do commit to something like this, if it'll work. And what I'm saying is, I've committed to this, I have friends that have committed to this, and it works really, really well for the vast majority of people that I've shared it with. So I think there's a strong likelihood that it could work for you. But again, there is no scientific backing based other than that. Something that I found really interesting is I find so many people spend so much time going to the gym, and it just feels like they're wasting their time. And then I think there's a lot of people out there that don't necessarily know what to do. And so this is basically something that will solve all of that for you. You know exactly what to do, you know when to do it, you know how long it takes, you don't have to go anywhere, you can do it right in the comfort, you can do it in your bedroom, and you can get in phenomenal shape. I will say it is very intense. So while it's only 30 minutes, it's a lot of hard work. And it's also something that requires you to monitor your own effort levels. So if you could theoretically sit there, go through the motions through these exercises, but not really put in the tension, not really put in the effort, and you won't see as good of gains as you would otherwise. That said, I also think there's pretty much any routine, if you're doing it 30 minutes a day, you're gonna get in good shape, and that's the biggest barrier to entry. Most people opt for trying to get the perfect regimen and the perfect science back. This is how you're gonna get the optimal muscle growth. This is your protein powder stack. These are all of your things. And at the end of the day, that can actually be a bigger barrier than just doing something very simple 30 minutes a day. It is just absolutely amazing to me how well this continues to work, and how much information is out there, and how many ways people try to avoid just doing the simple and effective thing of just getting down and doing 30 minutes of exercise, of hard exercise, good work. So I do get it, I understand. It can be a little annoying, but there's so many benefits that everybody's leaving out on the table, and they think it's way harder than it is. It's really as simple as 30 minutes a day, getting down on that floor, doing some push-ups, doing some sit-ups, doing some pull-ups, doing some squats and squat jumps, and then getting on your way. And not only is it a great way to get in phenomenal shape, I also find that my mood is significantly boosted throughout the day when I do it in the morning. I know my metabolism is much revved up higher. I also find that I tend to make better decisions about eating during the day, just knowing that with that mental kind of clarity and boost from knowing that you've done a workout, you kind of want to honor yourself. It's a weird, when you've done it. I know a lot of you have done this, and you feel that impact. That's something that stacks gains over time. And everyone's different, but it's a useful understanding to kind of realize that some of your earlier habits may create the foundations for some of the later habits that you have in the day, whether you eat that salad or whether you eat the donut, and those things can make a big difference. I do have the program, and it is a paid offer. That said, I do want to reiterate that the exercises behind the paywall aren't some sort of magic, unique system that I created out of thin air that's going to be better than anything that exists out there. This is just the best stack that I found for ROI within the time. There's a lot of different systems and movements out there where maybe they're a little bit less effective, or I find I was sort of wasting time on through half of this and half of that. I've cobbled together all of those different aspects, but I do want to reiterate, if you can't afford the program's expensive. If you can't afford that, the answer is as simple as going on YouTube, searching for different calisthenics routines based on push-ups, pull-ups, and then squats, air squats, and then squat jumps. I think are really important. Good way to build lower body strength. And that's going to get you all the way there. And then finding different ways and iterations of combining those based on your skill level and based on what your appetite level is going to get you in a really, really good place. So for anyone that is interested in the paid version, what you're buying is not necessarily some like novel system. It's really just calisthenics routines that I find very effective, that I've honed in over the years to be really, really great for 30-minute sessions, building both upper body and lower body strength. So I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible so you don't have to do that extra YouTubing. But that said, you can do that. And then the other benefit of joining is that I'm an absolute psycho about not missing days. And that's the biggest problem that I know most of you have, is that you know what to do and you're just not doing it. I'm gonna be in there consistently goading you and pushing you to make sure that you're getting that 5 days a week. That's really where you're gonna see the difference. That's where you're gonna see the compounding, when you're getting 5 days a week of work in, and you're not letting skip days grow into a big habit forming of skipping. So you're not going from like just missing 1 day to then letting 2, 3, 4 go. You're getting right back to it. That's gonna be the biggest benefit of joining this group. It is expensive, it's $100 a month, though I am giving back $25 every month. If you can prove that you've done 30 minutes of work 5 days a week for the entire month, I'm giving you $25 back. Just a small incentive to keep people honest. Again, I think that's the biggest problem. People aren't necessarily staying committed. They're trying to jump, they're trying to skip, they're trying to change different things. So if you can stay consistent and you can put in 30 minutes of work 5 days a week, you're gonna have an incredible, incredible shape, incredible body. You're gonna have that more mental clarity, the better energy, better metabolism. You'll be healthier. You'll be better equipped just to day-to-day life when you're carrying your kids and there's ski gear or something along those lines. You need to, move heavy furniture for your grandmother, or you just kind of want to be ready for any kind of athletic pursuit. Like you're on vacation and you want to be able to try surfing, or you want to go on a hike, or you want to go skiing. Just knowing that you're physically prepared for that base athleticism is really, really helpful. I think it's a great way to go through life. Much more enjoyable to have that feeling that you're going to be in good enough shape where you can handle most things. What else? So yeah, if that sounds like you, if you want to get in better shape and you don't want to spend time and you don't want to go to the gym, you want to be as efficient as possible, and you're into calisthenics, so push-ups, squatting, squat jumps, and pull-ups, then definitely consider joining my paid program, or you can shoot me an email and I'm happy to give you kind of some YouTube examples of things that work for me. But yeah, for those that are interested, while the $100 a month might seem expensive, it's kind of the only way that I can really make time for this is having a higher ticket offer. So that's just kind of what it is. If I'm gonna work with people, I really wanna work with people that are gonna invest themselves into it. I don't necessarily want people stepping in and out. If you're coming in, you're spending $100, you're trying to get your $25 back, and you're gonna get in good shape. I guarantee you, if you spend even just 1 month doing this program, you're gonna be so excited with your fitness level, with how you look, how you feel, with how strong you feel. It's really, really great. So, and ultimately I think it can be really, really helpful for people who have limited time. They've got kids, they've got work, they've got different things going on. They don't necessarily have time. They want to stay in good shape. They want to find a community that'll help keep them honest. They want to have a system that they know will work and that's super efficient, that gets them the best ROI. Then this is great. This is a great start for them, and I'm happy to help them along that journey. So if that's you, click on the link and you can join the WOX method. It's via school. If not, you can't necessarily afford that $100, or you kind of want to dip your toes in, but you're kind of interested, feel free to write a comment on here and I'll try to respond and give you the best idea of what kinds of things I'm doing. Because again, I think the paid side, again, I'll give my exact routine and some of the philosophical thoughts about technique and the things that I do. But that said, it's not a prerequisite to getting in shape. And I think the best thing I've learned throughout this whole thing is be consistent, don't miss days, and do things that challenge you. That's basically it. Click the link and you can join in there directly, and then I'm definitely there to answer some Q&As and also push you along, since I do this 5 days a week, sometimes 6, and I've been doing this for 15 years. So you'll always have someone to push you every day and someone to compare yourself against in terms of days working out and days missed, which is I find very helpful. So yeah.